Previously on The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon.
Why?
Oh god, this kid just crossed the line. We actually get to see Daryl contact Harold. Harold does make an appearance over radio.
Back.
Did they just tell us Rick got home, man? We actually get a major pumped up like variant walker. Daryl would wind up and then it would friggin' cut to black. And I was actually right. I can't believe I actually got that prediction right.
Get out! I want to see your hands! The hell you want, lady?
Don't want any trouble. I'm looking for a friend of mine. Name's Daryl Dixon.
Well, it's a good thing she didn't say her name was Nancy from Montclair.
I can see you. Come out. Slowly.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, and in today's video we're going to be doing our last review for Season 1. This one is our review for Season 1, Episode 6, Coming Home, the season finale. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. And in today's video, we're here to review the final episode of Season 1 of the Daryl Dixon series. This one is for Episode 6, titled Coming Home. So, amazing finale. I mean, right? Like, amazing finale. Really great episode. I can officially say now that we've seen an entire season of Daryl Dixon that I do prefer this over Dead City. I do think that Daryl Dixon was a lot better. I think Daryl Dixon's show is really great. Doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy Dead City. I thought Dead City was really great as well. But Daryl Dixon had something else to it, man. It really did. And there was so much jam-packed in this finale. It was about 54 minutes roughly, so you know, a lot of things happen. But, yeah, let's jump into this. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen it yet. So, we start off this episode right back where we were. Daryl is, of course, in the arena. And we get a really awesome scene where he fights the variants, right? Or the, you know, the pumped-up zombies, right? And, of course, Daryl kills the first one. It's a bit of a struggle, but he does kill the first one in a pretty, you know, epic boss fight type of way. And then, you know, we have Madame Jeanette that kind of looks at the scientist and she's like, okay, well, do you have anything else, you know? And then they send out Quinn right next to Daryl. So now we have Quinn and Daryl in the arena tied to each other in chains, and they have to fight like 4 or 5 different like pumped up walkers. So pretty intense start to an episode. I really enjoyed that. And I like it because Quinn and Daryl realize, like, we could fight, we could do all this stuff, or we could get down to business, help each other out, and try to get out of this, you know? And they work together really well. It was really good. You've got Laurent up there praying for Daryl to survive, which is kind of messed up because, you know, that's his father he should be praying for, but he's praying for Daryl to survive, which if you think about it, the prayer came true because, well, of course, spoiler warning, Quinn is bit in this episode. Quinn does get attacked in this one, and Quinn does die. But Daryl does survive, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But in this episode, I thought it was pretty cool to see Quinn kind of team up with Daryl in his final moments. I thought that was pretty insane. And the fight with the walkers, which is like the first like 10 minutes, was so good. Probably my favorite part is when he looks up at Madame Jeanette and Daryl takes the head off the one walker and he friggin' chucks it at her. I thought that was freaking great. That was really amazing. But anyway, so then you've got Falou and his men. They come in, they try something. They, of course, get Daryl out of there. It's a big mess now. You've got Madame Jeanette and her people. They're running through one part of the hallways. You've got, of course, Isabel and Laurent. She's trying to protect him. They're running through. You got Sylvie, Falou, and the rest of them that are trying to help Daryl out. And you got Daryl and Quinn that are running away. Now, Daryl chops off Quinn's hand in this one, which I thought was pretty crazy. And then basically he throws Quinn in there as a distraction so that he can keep going. So Madame Jeanette's men can focus on Quinn and Daryl can get away. And I really liked Quinn's death in this one because I liked how it was kind of like, you know, make sure you tell Isabel that, you know, I did help you out, that, you know, he hopes that, you know, she could, you know, at least see what he was trying to do, you know what I mean? And I thought that was really good. I think Quinn's death was good. And to be honest, I really did not think Quinn was going to die in this episode, although I like how they did it. I thought it was good. Especially because, well, spoiler warning, Codon does not die in this episode. So we had to get one big death in this episode for sure, and Quinn was the one. So I thought that was really good. And Quinn's death was very, very well done, I would say. So Daryl, of course, runs into Falou and Sylvie and the rest of them. They get one of the vehicles to go on their journey, and Daryl gets, of course, unchained. And of course, he goes after Isabel and, Laurent, right? So they're, of course, kind of held up. There's a bar between them. And this is when they run into the zombified Quinn. Now, of course, Isabel just doesn't have it in her to take him out. And Laurent, which I thought this was a really powerful moment, Daryl tells Laurent, save her now, and Laurent kills Zombie Quinn to save Isabel's life. I thought that was really amazing. Great scene there. Really, really enjoyed that, and I thought it was a great send-off for Quinn. And a big moment for Laurent, too, having to kill his zombified father to save what I would look like as a mother figure for him, which is Isabel, right? So, yeah, very, very amazing stuff. So, they're on the road now. They're on their way there. You got Falou and, the rest of his men that kind of go back for a little bit, and Sylvie goes the rest of the way with them. And basically, they're on the road, and they have to kind of pull over because the vehicle's not doing so well. And Daryl and Isabel are kind of talking. I thought there was some really good dialogue between the two of them. And, of course, you can kind of see the relationship forming between them. We haven't yet gotten it, but I feel like it's definitely there. And it was a pretty intense scene because Daryl is talking with, Isabel, very just, nonchalant, fixing the vehicle, and he's, like, underneath, right, like, fixing stuff, and he doesn't hear a response, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, please don't tell me they killed Isabel, I was about to be really pissed. And then you find out that Codron is there. He's holding all of them, hostage. And Codron, accompanied with some of Jeanette's men, are about to take out Laurent. They're about to take out all of them, and they're about to kill Daryl once and for all. And Codron, which I thought was a really interesting layer to his character, he does not kill Daryl, and the only reason why he doesn't is because he's not down with seeing Laurent die. He's not down for punishing an innocent kid that has nothing to do with it. And I really like that element to Codron, is that he is very humanized. Like, he's just out for revenge for his brother. It's not like he's some evil man. He's just a guy that wants to get revenge, and that's it. He doesn't want to hurt the kid. He doesn't want to hurt any of the rest of them. He just wants his, justice. So he's like, next time, Daryl, next time I will, And I thought that was really cool. I really like that kind of element, because if he was just evil to be evil and, like, kills Laurent and it's kind of like a generic scene, I wouldn't have liked it too much. But I like how there's the layers to him. He's an actual human being, He doesn't want to just kill Laurent. He doesn't want to hurt the kid. He's just there for Daryl, and Daryl's not on his own right now, so he's not going to kill innocent people. But he does kill Jeanette's men because they would have forced him to do that, so obviously he kills them, which I thought was cool. And he does go back to Madame Jeanette in this episode, and, she figures out pretty quickly that he's lying, and they lock him up. So we'll have to see with Codron if he's going to get a redemption arc next season or if he's going to continue to be evil. My guess is that he's going to get a redemption, but I guess we'll have to, keep watching and find out. But I thought that was a pretty amazing moment. Now, of course, unfortunately, Isabel during the fight did get injured and she did get stabbed, so she's not doing so well. But they have to keep going the rest of the way to the nest, right? So they do make it there, which I thought was good. They make it there, and Daryl talks to the leader, and the leader's really nice. I forget his name, but he's a pretty, chill dude. And, they heard they were coming. They heard that Daryl and Laurent and, Isabel and all them were on their way. So I really like it, and they kind of give you a happy ending to this finale, which I really enjoyed. Where they're able to live peacefully in the nest. You got Daryl, he's like training some of the people with like the guns and stuff. You got Isabel recovering and, walking out there and, seeing how everything's doing. And you got Daryl that's close with Laurent and he's having, nice little chats with them and hanging out with them and stuff. And it's really cool, man. It's really cool. This nest place is a really cool location for us to pick up in season 2, I think. And it was a really nice kind of happy conclusion to their story, But unfortunately, with all the happiness, we do have to get into the unfortunate thing, which I never thought I would say it's unfortunate, but Daryl has to go back home. You know what I mean? Daryl, he has to go back home. And the leader of the nest promises Daryl that, hey, look, you got Laurent here. That was your end of the deal. We're going to get you on a boat all the way down to Newfoundland. Now, you're going to have to make your way from there, which is funny because Newfoundland is actually not that far away from where I live. So it's pretty insane to me. It's like, Daryl, hey, I'm down here, you know? But yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. So I like that. I think that was really great. And basically, we got Daryl that, you know, kind of has to make a choice, right? Is he going to stay here with, you know, Isabel and Laurent and Sylvie and the rest of them? Or is he going to go back to, you know, Carol and the others, right? And I thought it was pretty sad because one of the things that we see in this episode is the talk about his grandfather, right, in the war. And he died in France in the war, right? And we actually see his grave in this episode, which beautifully shot scene, might I say. Just beautifully shot. And yeah, I really like that extra layer to it. You know, we even see, like, in the opening montage of the episode, we actually see the war. Like, we hear about Daryl's grandfather, you know? So I thought that was pretty amazing. But, you know, Daryl has a choice to make. Is he going to go back, or is he going to stay here for a little bit? And obviously, if you've seen some of the footage of season 2, you know that he stays here. And you got Laurent that's, of course, like, you know, telling him to kind of, you know, hey, Daryl, like, you know, whatever, right? So it's definitely a very telling ending that Daryl's going to stick around here for a little bit. He's going to help them out. And Isabel will probably be happy to see that. But, you know, because she kind of likes him and stuff. You get the vibe, right? But, yeah, it was a great conclusion to the season. It really was. It was everything I wanted. Admittedly, guys, this is, like, my favorite episode, for sure. It's absolutely my favorite. And you know what solidifies this is the best episode? Let's talk about the ending scene. We actually get a very brief moment in the United States, which I thought was really great, where we see some punk, some biker guy that has Daryl's bike. And you've got some car that starts chasing after this guy, and he's, like, speeding up, and there's, like, a big, you know, road chase scene and stuff. And basically, the person that's chasing this guy is revealed to be Carol, which I thought was freaking amazing. I love that, man. And she comes out there, and she's just like, that's my friend's bike. You get off of there right now. Where is he, too? Where is this guy, right? And I love it. It was really cool. It kind of gave me vibes of 6:15 of the main show, where she kind of steps out of the car and she kind of slowly approaches him and stuff. And of course, being, you know, Carol, I mean, we knew this was going to happen. She stuffs him in the trunk and, of course, interrogates him for information. That's our Carol right there. And she, yeah, she looks at him and she says, oh, so he was at this place a few miles away? All right, cool. But if you're lying, just remember you're going to remain in this trunk and you're not getting out. So she friggin' shuts it. I friggin' love that, man. And she gets on his bike and she drives to the place, the rendezvous spot or whatever that we saw last episode, right? So very excited to see that. And there is a preview for season 2. We're going to do a video on that afterwards. But at least for this episode, amazing conclusion to the season. Loved basically everything about it. Season 1 of Daryl Dixon was great. We will for sure be doing a retrospective type of video on the whole season. So, of course, that'll be coming up later in the week. But at least for this finale, I got a perfect 10 out of 10. I loved it all. I had no issues. It's probably my favorite episode. Same with episode 5, right? These are probably my 2 favorites. So, yeah, congrats, Walking Dead. You did a phenomenal job on this Daryl Dixon spinoff. So, post some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on the finale of Daryl Dixon. Are you happy to see Carol? Obviously, we knew she was going to be coming in here, but, you know, getting her in the finale I thought was really amazing. So, yeah, can't wait for season 2. Very exciting stuff. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy this video, make sure to click that subscribe button to not miss any of the videos for The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Daryl Dixon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.